Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. Sometimes the truth, comes from the least place you expect. And in this case, we have the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who, while he was speaking at Davos, he said something very smart. That's surprising. Why is it surprising? Because I haven't heard this guy say something smart ever. So he talks about the globalism is threatened by Vladimir Putin, which I totally agree with that. And it's very simple and easy to observe that the world order is falling down, falling apart, which we see a formation of a second club or a second, if you want, pole of power, possibly led by China and Russia, with some other countries joining in, some countries bouncing between the two poles or two clubs. The first club is obviously the United States' club. And with this war and with the sanctions, they picked sides, and the damage that I'm taking Ukraine out of the conversation, the damage the Western countries tried to do to Russia, it's irreversible in a way that the attack, the financial attack, the military support for Ukraine, for political name calling and criminals and war crimes and all that. I think a bridge is already burned like 50 times, and the Russians, Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, already said that they are going to orient well towards east, which is China, and they will reassess if they will ever need the West, and they think they will never try to have I don't know, have a not, I don't know, he didn't say good relationship, but in a way that they're gonna see if they're gonna need to talk the West, basically. So by doing this, a globalist idea of Davos and these guys is collapsing, and surprisingly, Olaf Scholz is the one who's saying it out loud, and that's surprising. So maybe because he's I want to say so much because he's some people don't know when to keep their mouth shut. So I think this is one of those things when the guy is like, he's gonna say something, and everybody's like, time out, cut it, and he's like, what? So this is from the Telegraph from May 26th by Tom Rees, and he says here that Putin's thunderbolt, like his Zeus, spells end to globalization, Olaf Scholz warns. Oh my, look at him, deep thinker. Olaf Scholz has warned that the era of globalization that powered the German economic miracle is coming to an inevitable end after Vladimir Putin's thunderbolt. I don't think it was him. I think it's Olaf Scholz. So when am I trying to analyze this guy as being, I don't know, Friedrich Nietzsche or Arthur Schopenhauer or something? He's Olaf Scholz. Yes, he's still blaming this guy, not the sanctions that he imposed on himself at the request of his boss across the Atlantic. He shot himself in the foot. That's why your economy is going down, not because of Russia. Russia could have, let's say, I'm just exaggerating, it's a scenario, it's a whatever you want to say. They could have just, let's say, destroy Ukraine. Okay, let's say Russia destroyed Ukraine. Nothing would have changed in the economy of Germany. Nothing. They would have had the same gas supply, oil supply, everything. So it was not that Russia did that. What you did to Russia affected you, then now you are tanking. Let's put it this way. Well, was it necessary for Russia to do to Ukraine what was necessary to do, what they thought it was necessary? No, but if you would have been a little bit sturdier with Ukraine in 2014 and 2015 after the Minsk agreements were signed and you were one of the guarantors, yeah, probably this could have been avoided. So may I say that maybe it's partly on you too? Not on you, Scholz, because you were a whatever, but, you know, Germany, because you represent Germany right now. It was German foreign policy. So the German chancellor admitted that Europe's largest economy faces a very special challenge as the industrial powerhouse is hit by soaring energy prices. Yeah, because you kick these guys out, you got the other guys in at a higher price, a premium. The other guys being, you know, liquefied natural gas and no oil. Mr. Scholz launched a defense of globalization at the World Economic Forum in Davos, but admitted that its era is drawing to a close as inflation rises. Yes, he said, we are experiencing a watershed. History is at a turning point. Yes, it is. So Germany's huge manufacturing base has benefited from an interconnected world and cheap energy from Russia. However, the war in Ukraine and trade chaos caused by COVID has forced government and businesses to rethink supply chains and energy security. Mr. Scholz, the only G7 leader to speak at Davos this year, said that Europe has been struck by a thunderbolt from the war in Ukraine and a new multipolar world is emerging. No, Mr. Obvious. Yeah. He said he admitted that globalization has created losers and said it needs to become more intelligent. Losers and said it needs to become more intelligent. Or yeah, you need to become more, that's for sure, but it's too late for you, I guess. Mr. Scholz said the scramble to bolster energy security will have an impact on Europe's economies. Yes, buy it at the premium price. We are feeling it. Not you're feeling it because you imposed sanctions on those guys, and that it's sanctions on you as well. Germany is one of the countries most reliant on Russia's energy imports and has refused to back a gas embargo to put a squeeze on the Kremlin. German and on its people. Embargo is going to be his people, their people. German households and factories are being hit by the surge in energy prices, and the Bundesbank has warned of big contraction if the Russian gas supply is turned off. We cannot allow Putin to win this war, his war, and I will firmly believe that he will not win it, Mr. Scholz said. So he came back to what he is. He has failed to meet any of his strategic goals. This is Scholz. That's his assessment of the war in Ukraine. He has failed to meet any, that means zero, of his strategic goals. Didn't Russia already liberated Donetsk and Lugansk or something? Isn't that like almost done? Isn't it so? Aren't those republics declared independence and People's Republic? No? Isn't that a goal that the Russians had? Is Ukraine a member of NATO? That was another goal. No. So what's going on, Scholz? I gave you 2 examples. Scholz. Well, nevertheless, he says what he has to say, and he just did, and we analyze his level, and that's what he is. He is a politician who got elected, right? Got elected through a democratic vote, mass democracy, and there you have it. Very popular. Popularity gets you there. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and globalization is going to see ya.